You are not going anywhere. Dr. Clayton is coming.
Dr. Silvano was my doctor.
Dr. Silvano is dead.
Trust me, I'm in better shape than he is. Goodbye.
Ma, you have to have an examination. Now, your blood pressure is up. You're tired. You have absolutely no color.
I'm an old white woman. I'm not supposed to have color. Once, you've been hit by more lightning in the World Trade Center.
I was hit by the thunderbolt once.
Probably a direct hit to the forehead.
It was the first time I saw my Charlie. I was 7 and he was 8.
Why, you devil, you.
So that was what we heard, Rose.
Rose got lucky.
Not so lucky. The man in your bed is dead.
What?
Dead.
Oh, Sophia. He's not dead. I was just...
Take an awful long time.
Oh, I don't mind. I'm a very patient person. I once waited 2 whole weeks for a sty to go away. Every night I'd close my eyes and I'd picture it getting smaller and smaller. And one morning I woke up and it was gone.
Part of the Middle East he's from.
I just won the raffle over at the movie theater. Tickets to the world premiere of Mr. Burt Reynolds' new movie tomorrow night.
That's nice.
And passes for me and my 2 best friends to the private party afterwards, to be hosted by none of... Oh, I didn't try. I don't want to risk cracking a nail.
What are these, claws?
Well, I figured you wouldn't mind, seeing as how you work with your hands all day.
I'm a teacher. I grade papers. I don't shuck oysters.
I'm going next door to Frida Goodson's. We're having a club meeting.
I didn't know and I don't.
Rose. How can I say this diplomatically?
You're a blabbermouth, Rose.
You're a blabbermouth.
Okay, so I made one little slip. So I told Harriet Wexler you had your ears.
Let's say 1 to 6 months.
Dorothy, I have a stack of papers that we need to go over before the surgery.
Surgery?
Finally going ahead with that hair transplant?
Sophia, not everybody knows this isn't real.
Oh, please. Stevie Wonder could tell it's a rug.
Believe me, I wish it.
Clam sauce for breakfast.
Mother Teresa. It's a recipe from her new workout book.
Morning, girls.
Morning.
What are you eating, Sophia?
Linguine with clam sauce.
For breakfast?
Morning, everybody. What's that you're eating, Sophia?
It's incredible. 364 days a year I could be gagging on a peach pit.
Hi, Rose. Hey, what you doing?
Oh, it's a variation on an old idea. Homemade Mr. Potato Heads. You take a baked potato and you give him 2 little raisins.
Father could eat dinner, read the newspaper, make love, give himself a pedicure all within an hour. And he never got up from the kitchen table.
Well, I think the McDowells were delightful.
I did too.
So did I. Oh, I just love to welcome people to the neighborhood.
May I offer you a drink?
Well, sure, if you'll join me.
Oh, I don't mind if I do. What would you like?
Something smooth and sweet with a little kick to it.
How about a slow gin fizz?
Now, you're talking about the drink, and I'm talking about the bartender.
Oh.
Blanche, you feel all right?
Because you all are around to change its diapers and clean up after it when it spits up and pees. I'd love to be a mother again.
Are you girls sure you really want to do this?
Oh, look, I know it's going to be a lot of work, but, it'd be worth it to hear a baby's laugh around the house.
Oh, come on, let's do it.
What do you say, Ma?
What choice do I have if I say no?
What's the matter, Sophia? You couldn't sleep either?
No, I was sleeping great, Rose. I just wanted to show off my pajamas.
Oh, darling, I'll be ready to go in just a minute. I had Hannah do my makeup while my pedicure was drying, so all I have to do is change my shoes. Wait a minute. What are you doing?
I think I'm dying. But then again, this 104 fever may be clouding my judgment. point I was trying to make is that we have had a lot of great late-night talks right here.
Yeah, and most of them have been about sex.
Oh. Well, of course, we do talk about sex, but we talk about other.
Rose, aren't you forgetting something? We haven't bowled our last frame yet. We can still win, and we will.
Cork a bottle of cold duck and slip into my Fredericks of Hollywood ostrich feather nightie.
Just because of rain tapping at your window?
Oh, I thought she said Wayne. My mistake, sorry.
Ma, where are you going?
To the market.
Why are you going in the rain? A date with Jerry.
So did I. He let me out at the movie theater, said he was going to go park the car. That's the last I saw of him.
I think you've been ditched.
Now, did I ask you? If I want advice on getting ditched, I'll ask an expert. Dorothy, did I get ditched?
Yes, Blanche, but don't feel bad. Look what it's done for Sonny Bono.
Zorro masked right out of poor Ed Rosen's hand. Oh, that must be the roofer.
Sid LeBass, you called about your roof?
Yes, won't you come in?
Yeah, wait a sec. I think I stepped in something. That's good enough.
How much is a new roof going to cost, Sid?
10,000.
Well, how much is a patch job?
A couple of hundred. Look, can I use your phone? I gotta make an important call.
Yeah, go ahead. We have to discuss this.
Dorothy, we don't have 10,000.
It's incredible. You think you're dying, you feel death enter your body. A doctor comes, he says you're fine, you're ready to swim the English Channel.
I can't tell you how happy I am. I want you around for a long, long time.
They'll have to murder me. Though I must admit, I was a little excited about seeing.
Rose, you know you like dancing.
I like square dancing.
This is just like square dancing.
All right, count me in.
Oh, great. Just one thing. When you do-si-do, your legs are wrapped around your partner's neck.
You shouldn't take him back. It's not just my opinion. We took a vote.
On Saturday night, we'd grab our dog Binky and we'd pile into the.
I hope you're not mad at me for keeping Ma out so late.
Of course not.
We're back.
No, it isn't. It's me.
You're pulling my leg. He picked you over me.
Listen, I hate.
Nothing at all. Back in St. Olaf, our justice system is very progressive. Their motto was, use a gun, go apologize.
I'll get it.
That's a great idea. I love what you made the last time. What was it called? Gherkinflunken?
Oh, no, that was my uncle. The owner of St. Olaf's most famous haberdashery. He came up with the slogan, you don't have to be Amish to look Amish. Care about each other. We can lick any problem, big or small.
What's going on?
Oh, Rose has decided to keep on seeing Jonathan.
Fine. We're all adults here. Let the man out of the pillowcase. We don't mind if he sleeps over.
My relationship with Miles is really getting boring. We even make love the same.
How?
Well, first he says, let's go watch TV in the bedroom. And then I think, wait, he doesn't have a TV in the bedroom. And then he says, come lie down. I won't at me. I tried to convince Myra that he's just a friend, but she wouldn't listen. For some reason, she won't accept a divorce. I really feel threatened.
Ma, Stan gave me an engagement ring.
I see. Excuse me.
Ma! Will you stop telling her what to play?
I'm not saying a word. Did I speak, Blanche?
Not a word.
You keep shaking your head.
I've been holding it up for 80 years. You'd shake too.
Well, what do you think? Oh.
What? And you fall into the arms of your valiant Galahad?
My Galahad was a balloon salesman named Sid.
Hey, who knew that sawed-off little gnome would outbid a Navy admiral and a fire chief and that jeweler who was a dead ringer for Mr. Richard Widmark?
Blanche, that was a year ago.
Charlie, lunch is ready.
Hi. Did your mommy make up yet?
No, not yet. Oh, but we will.
Dear, how to keep her entertained.
Honey, the important thing is to spend time with her. Why don't you do something that both of you enjoy? Why don't you take her to the movies, to the beach? Why don't you take her to the petting zoo?
The petting zoo? Dorothy, even I don't go to that club anymore.
Take this seriously. I'm just going to do the history by myself.
Hey, keep away from that.
What are you... What's in the box?
Mexican jumping beans.
Ma.
Sorry, Hispanic jumping beans.
You don't want me to know?
You better be getting to bed, darling. You're in training. Oh, wait a minute. Almost forgot. I want you to put this lingerie on under your uniform for batting practice.
I know you said you'd help my game, but do you think this will work?
Yes.
Unders with Stan. You know, he's gotten him to transfer his love for me to a fake monkey.
What are you talking about?
Well, it really is very simple. You see, studies show that when baby monkeys are taken away from their mothers, they can transfer their love.
Boy, it wasn't easy getting you in here. Stan took your head, Gloria took your legs. I haven't heard such heavy breathing since before you passed out.
Ma, please.
Oh, come on. When I said that to Stan, he laughed so hard he dropped you.
You sound happy about this.
Well, tonight you can't go alone.
We'll all go.
What are we screaming at? I'm not sure, Dorothy.
The mouse! Rose, you promised that you'd get rid of it.
Oh, I'm sorry, Dorothy. I tried to reason with him, but he just didn't seem to understand why you had to leave. I thought I had him convinced, but at the last... I don't know a Thor Anderson in St. Louis. But he certainly knew me. Boy, it's finally beginning to happen. I'm getting old and forgetting things. Forgetting people who, at one time, were important to me.
Don't be ridiculous. You're as mentally fit as you ever were. We all are.
I don't believe it. Well, oh, that's great. Why don't you come here? We'll have lunch. Oh, fine. Fine, I'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Well?
Well, what?
Oh, now, don't...
To talk to.
Gotta go.
Rose, honey, come over here and sit down a minute. Now, Dorothy and I have both been noticing how down you've been lately, and we're very concerned.
Oh, it's my work at the hospital. I know. I'm the one who volunteered. But it's not easy. Oh, he was the best, trustworthy, loyal, smart as a whip. Oh, I really thought Rusty was going to be with our family forever.
Dorothy, do we have any candles? I'd like to drip some hot wax in my ears.
Then one horrible, horrible night, our house caught on fire. And it was Rusty who awakened everybody.
And I will have you know there is nothing sordid about my sex life. Nothing. Oh, great, now I'm depressed.
You know what I hate about Sweeps Week? The news. It's sex, sex, sex. Why can't they do serious stories? Stories with political relevance.
Yeah.
Hours are over, ladies. Everybody will have to leave. Well, where do you think you're going?
You said everybody.
Get back in bed.
Take care, darling.
Oh. Bye-bye. Good night, pussycat.
We see you first thing in the morning, honey.
I hope I can say the same thing.
That's 2 weeks. You ought to see a doctor.
Blanche is right. You should see a doctor.
It's just indigestion. And I'm a little tired from working hard.
Oh, come on, Rose. You're playing with your health here. You're crazy.
Oh, I'm crazy, am I? You think I'm crazy, do you? Well, I'll tell you something else. In St. Olaf, we don't believe in psych. Boy, you sure know your way around a snake.
I've had a lot of experience. After all, I was married to one for 38 years.
Oh, we're right on schedule. We ought to have that toilet tank in by sundown.
By sundown. By sundown! Oh, this is such fun.
I know.
Lesson, Rose. That's how you tell a story.
Blanche, here we've been running on about the concert, and you haven't even had a chance to tell your story. Go ahead.
Never mind. I don't feel like it anymore.
Honey, Dr. Harris.
Well, I'm afraid Dr. Harris couldn't make it. His wife's having a baby.
Well, normally I'd be happy for her, but right now I couldn't care less. What are you going to do for us?
Well, why don't you tell me the kind of symptoms you've been having?
Well, I have a fever, and my throat is sore, and my stomach is upset. Do we have any orange juice left?
I already lost 1 pound.
In your dreams.
I'm talking about Rose. She has to find a job. She's been out of work for over a week.
I am really sorry about this, girls. It won't happen again. Now, come on, we can all go back.
No. Wait, Rose, sit down. Move over. Move over. Now, listen.
On your own sister.
I'm not turning my back on you. I love you. I'm just trying to do what I think is best for you.
What you think is best? What do you know about being blind?
Oh, Lily, this is very painful for me. Please don't make it any harder than it already is.
I'm sorry, Rose. I'm sorry. I promise.
Have it hauled away and I'll split.
That does it. You don't have any choice. You're hauling that tree away, capiche?
You Italians have got some temper.
You Italians?
With disdain in his voice, he said it. Now you're gonna pay.
But that was a French maid's uniform.
Mrs. Devereaux, you must leave this house at once. It's possessed by an evil spirit.
Actually, it's possessed by Miami Federal. And at 7%, you couldn't blast me out of here. Yes?
Are you Blanche Devereaux?
Well, yes, what can I do for you?
Well, I'm Dar.
Suddenly, the band began to play. It was at that moment I realized my bosoms had the power to make music.
I sure hope Dr. Parks can get those minks in the mood.
He's a wonderful vet. I'm sure he'll solve the problem. Blanche, you're out of bed.
Thank you so much for coming. A man as brilliant as you must be terribly busy.
That change your life didn't change her life.
Well, it's no mystery. The minks won't breed because they're too old.
You're kidding.
Isn't he brilliant?
Somebody sold you minks that are too old to breed. They're worn out. They're not interested.
Hello. This is Rose Nyland. What? I'm one of the winners of the Publishers Clearinghouse? Ed McMahon wants to see me right away? I should leave my Burt Reynolds ticket on the dresser before I
For an Alka-Seltzer.
go. Girls, I have great news. I found a final resting place for Mrs. Claxton.
Rose, you found one of her relatives?
No, I spread her ashes around the old oak tree in front of her house.
Well, what on earth for?
Well, to prove that her life had some meaning.
As fertilizer?
But he did. And the next day they were married and they went on to live happily together for 25 years.
And what in hell does any of this have to do with my father?
Well, the point is nobody knows why two people fall in love, and it's really nobody's business.
Well, he's my father, so that makes it my business. I am going over there right now. I don't think I can stand it much longer. My body feels like a Corvette up on blocks with its engine racing and the wheels just spinning and spinning with nowhere to go. I feel like I'm going to explode. Dorothy, you have to help me. You have to do something.
Honey, there's nothing I can do, so get that look out of your eye and let go of my hand.
To share an old-fashioned Christmas with some other people.
At gunpoint?
Would you stay here and spend Christmas with me if I just asked you?
No.
Well, but why would you want to spend Christmas with a bunch of total strangers?
Ladies and gentlemen, due to the severe storm front that is passing through the area, all flights in and out of Miami International Airport have been canceled until 6 a.m. tomorrow. Have a Merry Christmas.
And I say, what do you think you're doing? She says, she thought Cuneo, the bookmaker, was in the Santa suit. And I say, that's a lie. Well, we have a big fight about it. She denies the whole thing, and we never speak again.
Oh, Aunt Angela, come on. That was 30 years ago. Don't you think you should talk?
Two dishes. The next thing I knew, I came to in a motel with my toupee in my mouth.
I cannot believe this. I cannot believe that I am hearing this. I mean, I always assumed that something like this could happen, but I just figured it would be with that blonde secretary you had who couldn't type or take shorthand.
You're wrong on 2 counts, Doris.
Giving these last 2 weeks.
What?
He's been saying me and Blanche and Phyllis behind our backs.
You're a dirtbag. He's been seeing me too.
What?
Yes.
Oh, that man is sly.
Scum.
So Flugenocken.
What?
So Flugenocken.
The talk.
I can't, Dorothy. I've got 6 people waiting in the van, and they're kind of a rowdy bunch.
Rose, don't you think you're overdoing this?
Overdoing what?
Oh, come on, Rose. It's okay to want to get more out of life, but you're pushing yourself too hard.
I can handle it.
No, you can't. And neither can we. You're driving us crazy.
Hey, I'm just trying to live my life.
Means it in the biblical sense.
I will not listen to this. Coffee, Well, your bingo game's over already?
It wasn't a game. It was a travesty. They call 4 lousy numbers and boom, Gloria Rossi's the winner.
Same way about me, and I can't tell you how flattering that is. I mean, at this stage of a woman's life, to have someone instantly feel that spark for her is a dream come true. All right, maybe in the dream he wouldn't be a priest. But that doesn't make it any the less flattering.
The country club. And every year he'd say we were just going to have a nice, quiet little dinner. Then we'd walk into the dining room, and the lights would go on, and our friends, all from the finest families, would yell, "Surprise!" And every year I'd pretend to be surprised. It always made George so happy.
But good Lord, how could you fake it every year?
Well, Dorothy, when we...
Judge.
Well, why couldn't that judge just make up his mind at the hearing?
I thought he was going to. You know, I spent 20 minutes giving him reasons why Mario should be allowed to stay. He just said thank you and excused us.
Okay, Blanche, I finished making your lunch. It's on the table.
Oh, won't you join me, Dorothy?
Well, thanks. It might help take my mind off.
I was dating the Navy. I never met anybody like you. Jake, is it my imagination, or is there a tattoo in the shape of a nose on your arm?
Yeah. I got that when I first joined the Navy back in '51.
I was just a kid. I was drunk out of my mind. Unfortunately, so was the guy who...
Not compatible.
You mean he's not good enough for you?
No, I
Blanche.
don't. No, I don't. I mean, if we were to stay together, eventually our differences would turn us against each other. And I care too much for him to let that happen.
You're lucky you have a choice. My marriage was arranged. I had no say in the matter.
You mean you didn't pick Pop?
He didn't pick me either. Wheel front is the first step back. I think Bertrand Russell said that. Or was it Nipsey Russell? I get them confused. They're both so witty.
You're right, Grandma. I'm not fine. He really hurt me. I feel so alone.
Honey, you are not alone. You have your family with you, and your grandma and your...
Any sense? There's thou shalt not commit adultery, and thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife. 2 out of 10 refer to hitting the sheets, and they couldn't fit in lying? Does anybody think before they write this stuff down?
You're not making any sense. I can't talk to you when you're half asleep.
Excuse me, it's only 4 a.m.
Door into Ladies Petite and says, excuse me, miss, but I notice you've been having a hard time deciding between the turquoise strapless and the flaming red backless. Well, personally, I would like to see you in the backless. And I said, when? And he said, how about Saturday night? And I said, how about in your dreams, sleazo?
Is it serious?
Very. If I can't afford a new fall wardrobe, I'll never land myself a doctor. No offense, Marty.
You know, Blanche, sometimes I don't think you're serious about me.
Don't be silly. I love you as much as I could any dry cleaner.
Maybe you're sick. Why, the plane trip alone could kill him.
Besides, even if he did get home safely, who knows what kind of care he would get. Nobody loves that pig as much as you do.
As much as we all do.
If you all think it's really best for him, I guess he should stay. Oh, thank you for caring so much. Dorothy, Sophia's not sick. She didn't eat a bad cannoli. So whoever called and said that was just making the whole thing up.
Rose, Dorothy made the whole thing up. She doesn't want to go with us. Well, you back out now. That'll mean our fears have conquered us. And I will not allow that. We are going to march out that door right now like the strong, confident women I know we are. Chins up, chests out, buttocks tight. I know buttocks tight has nothing to do with it. It just looks good. Buttocks tight, I said. Buttocks tight. Oh, forget it. I'm so proud of you, Dorothy. You're just doing beautifully. Nobody would dream you have a fear of flying, unless they happen to glance at the bruises on my forearm.
Pay attention. You're in for a treat.
Oh, Ma, not another act.
No, Dorothy, not just another act, the act. I've taken a classic and reworked it Sophia style. Thanks for the Medicare.
How old do you think Rose is?
Well, based upon her letter, we figure 9 or 10.
To be perfectly honest, she's closer to 10. Blanche, could I see you in the kitchen just for a moment? Was there anything we can get you? Coffee, tea, pair of leaves?
Total fool of myself in front of the press. I'm the laughing stock of the entire country. What am I going to tell my mother?
Your mother's from St. Olaf. She'll understand.
I'm just stupid. I'm a dim-witted, dumb, simple-minded, grade-A Minnesota chucklehead.
Would you tell us the truth about Bob Fredericks?
True. Absolutely true.
How about Howard Asher?
True.
A gentleman at table 5 in the blue suit is impotent. Bon appetit.
It's me, Blanche.
Oh, Blanche, you're not a terrible person. You're just horny all the time.
Rose, it's
Dorothy.
Oh, gosh, I can't talk to her, not now. Oh. Swin, you can't be serious. You're not in love with me.
Yes, I am, Blanche. I know it's sudden, but I feel it in my heart.
His father is going to kill me. I'm in charge.
Twice in 2 days. Then he shows up with that girl today. Whew, how old could she have been?
Not very.
You're not like most women, Blanche, I'll tell you that.
What do you mean?
Well, wouldn't most women let a thing like this make them feel old?
Yes.
And
Hold the Corvette.
You didn't.
Yeah, it was tough. Had some great times with that car, but the times I had with you were a hell of a lot more important.
Stanley, I'm so sorry.
Me too. I guess I finally became what I always feared most. Another middle-aged, bald guy who drives a Toyota.
Dropped it off at the newspaper office.
Dorothy, you told me exactly what you wanted me to do a dozen times. Any idiot could have done it.
I know, honey, but you were the only one going downtown. Are you sure that you dropped it off at the newspaper office?
Yes, 6 people already called while you were out. He did that to me. I'll try and find it for you.
Pepperoni to bring to her family's table. She gets hysterical. She starts to run. She runs through the field, the meadow, over the hill until she comes to a raging river filled with pepperoni swimming upstream.
Pepperoni swimming upstream?
Yeah, I know it's odd. Pepperoni is a land meat.
Well, then I guess tomorrow morning we can start to pack. Can't we?
Yeah, I guess so. That's probably the best thing. Dr. Ashley was right, wasn't he?
Oh, absolutely. Because, I mean, it doesn't mean we can't still be friends. You know, we'll...
Thank goodness. Everything's all right.
No, except for what I have to tell you.
Oh, it wasn't about the dress?
It was about Rose and Buddy. That business of giving him money has been bothering me, so I decided to do some checking.
Lead his people through whatever battles need to be fought. Dorothy, that young peasant girl was me. And that young man was Winston Churchill.
Gorgeous.
You, Blanche, that's me.
The hell it is. Oh. Girls, be serious. Look at those eyes.
Look at the nose.
Look at the butt.
Sophia, you can't see the butt. Go on, Barbara.
I went for a walk in a crowded marketplace. A man came up behind me, put something in my hand, and said, "This is what you need."
That happened to me once in the produce section at the A&P.
Oh, how do you do? I'm Dorothy Zbornak. This is my mother, Sophia Petrillo, and these are my friends, Rose and Blanche. We're competing on today's show.
Well, hello, Tiffany. It is such a pleasure to meet you, honey. I want you to know that I thought those pictures of you in that sleazy girly magazine was so tasteful.
Mr. Rose.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Sister Blanche.
Nice to meet you, Sister Blanche.
We're here collecting lingerie for needy, sexy people.
I just heard on TV.
You were able to walk in October.
So, where are you going?
Out with a friend from work. Is it the same friend you've been out with 5 times in the last 3 weeks?
Yes.
All right, spill it. Who is he?
His name is Dr. Jonathan.
Burton humiliation. And why?
Okay, thanks, Blanche. I get the point.
No, I mean it, Dorothy. Why? Hi, Rose.
Hi.
Honey, what's wrong?
I just spent the afternoon with Al.
Well, what happened?
Nothing. Lately, all he wants to do is sit around the house and watch television.
You know, that's
Just wild and crazy and impetuous.
No, I'm from St. Olaf. We're forced to sign a pledge when we're 15 that we won't do any of those things. It keeps people from painting their houses silly colors. I just don't know what to do. I'm gonna have to sleep on it.
Sleep.
You must be Michael's parents.
Mama, put your glasses on.
Oh, my Lord.
This is mud on our faces. We're not really black.
Well, it looks like she's been around the block more times than a good humor man.
Hold my purse. Those are fighting words.
Stop it, all of you. What difference does it make that Lorraine's a little long in the tooth and Michael's a skinny white boy? Can't you see they love each other?
Mr. Terrific, I think that Lex Luthor and the Joker are harassing an old lady in the stairwell. Could you come in and melt them with your X-ray vision?
Mr. Terrific doesn't have X-ray vision.
Please, Rose, this is no time to point out his shortcomings.
So tell me, Sam, what's new?
So anyway, Lars froze solid right in the middle of the lake. And the town fathers mistook him for Max Brinker, the inventor of herring Krispies. Which, by the way, go great with borscht.
Question number 1. Was the object you saw more triangular or cylindrical?
No, triangular.
Was it blue in color?
Yes.
Did it leave a faint trail of yellow exhaust?
Yes, it did.
Very good. Ms. Bornak, there's a perfectly simple explanation for what you saw.
Well, I always knew that.
That was the worst night I've ever spent in bed with a woman in my life.
Wait a minute, Ham. Are you saying the only reason you've kept turning me down is because of the bad time you had that night?
Yes. Oh, well, Blanche, this changes everything. Is all that...
Conquest. I was going to use you.
Use me. Use me.
Goodbye, Ham. If you leave now, we can still have our memories.
I'll trade all my memories for a quickie.
Beat it, Tubbo. Word means to a person in despair?
That is your gift, Rose, and I wouldn't take it lightly.
You're just saying that. I haven't added anything to the world.
Look, Rose, God doesn't make mistakes. We were all put on this planet for a purpose. Blanche, you're here to work in a museum, so that... Did you hear what he just said?
This guy came to me. Salvador wanted to tell you, but I wouldn't let him. I cared for you both too much to let your marriage break up. And Sal felt so guilty he never gambled again. It was worth it.
Oh, that was a very lovely thing you did, Mr. Weinstock, wasn't it, Ma? Wasn't it, Ma?
Well, what do you think?
Ma, this is a rundown old concession stand.
You can't live here.
We're not living here. We leased it.
It took every dime we had.
Brush my teeth.
I know how you feel. I always make sure I brush after every meal. You wouldn't happen to have a meal on you, would you?
What are you staring at?
This time?
Lord, it's been ages since I heard that from a man. Yes, it is my first time.
I can give you a few pointers if you like.
Once, but I finally made it to Miami. Will you listen to me just running on? Tell you what, you tell me your sad story over breakfast. Good night.
I couldn't survive out there, but I'm learning to survive here. Which reminds me, hold on to that.
Oh, Blanche, hi. Did everything work out with John?
Oh, yes, we're getting together next week. I thought you two would be in bed.
We just got out. Oh, feels like we spent the whole day in bed.
You say that like it's a bad thing.
You were about to tell a story. Why did you stop?
Well, this is usually when Dorothy and Blanche interrupt me. Anyway, I'd always go to the movies every Saturday afternoon with all my friends. Oh,
We know. We heard.
Now, honey, don't you be depressed. What you did was wonderful. And it's all because you're such a kind and sensitive and caring person. You gave him back his manhood.
If he can find it, he can have it.
This to anybody. It's the kind of thing that most people probably wouldn't understand.
Oh, don't worry, Dorothy. Rose Nyland can keep a secret. Do you know what the name Nyland means in Norwegian?
No.
Well, I'm not telling you.
Love, period. Some things never change. I'm gonna go through with it.
Well, good for you. Yeah. And thank you for listening.
Oh, Victor, come on. Let's get a table. There's something I have to tell you.
Cruise with some longtime gentleman friends, and if we decide to be intimate, then we'll be prepared. We are not embarrassed, we're not uncomfortable, we are not humiliated. We're going to walk out of here today with our heads held high, secure in the knowledge that what we have done is morally and socially responsible.
Ferguson has canceled, and we don't have an MC for the show.
Yeah, well, I heard that you've been sleeping with a Japanese guy who blows the leaves out of your driveway. It so happens Dorothy is doing a terrific job. Matter of fact, she's in the middle of negotiation. He's gone.
What? Pepe's gone. I went to take him milk and cookies, and his room is empty.
Can't be gone. We have to find him.
Sophia, where are you going?
Out the window before I'm thrown out. On my own, at least I can tuck and roll.
Wait, did I tell you that Larry Krause called the other day?
Really? Did he ever get married?
3 times. Actually, 4 if you count Victor.
Some help, right, Rose? Rose! Rose! Miserable, no good, low life. You told me your mama was having surgery.
She is.
Blanche, please let me explain.
Why? So you can make up some cockamamie story about how you're just 2 ships that passed in the night and it'll never happen again? Save your breath. I've heard all that before.
You have?
Yes.
Now, this doesn't seem so bad.
Believe me, you have to get into it more before you realize how bad it really is. Just like War and Remembrance.
Excuse me, ladies, but visiting hours are over.
Oh, well, then I guess we'll just come
No,
back.
we don't. We're not here to visit.
We're not.
No, we're here to see about you.
Morning.
It sure is, sweetheart. How about some pancakes?
Again? We had pancakes yesterday.
Lillian, you weren't here yesterday.
Here you are, honey. A nice cup of tea.
Lillian, Sophia tells me that you were in the Ziegfeld Palace.
Oh, yes. Those were the days.
You must have... Can you really do all that?
My dear, in many respects, styling hair is like making love. To do it well, one must have trust, respect, and a chair you can pump up and down.
I am your clay. Mold me.
They'll always be there for me. And I'd like to enroll all of you in that fellowship.
No.
But you've got to.
Why?
Because if I don't meet my quota for enrolling new people in this loving, accepting, caring fellowship, they're going to kick me out.
Because you suspected I wasn't your daughter?
No, because I was in labor for 38 hours. And the doctor who delivered you bought his obstetric tools from a restaurant supply store. Now stop talking crazy and go to bed. Good night.
Just because a hospital vending machine screws up a lousy cup of coffee doesn't mean that the hospital did anything wrong. Oh, sure. A mistake like getting 2 babies mixed up makes the headlines. But the point is, statistics back me up. Hospitals are remarkably efficient institutions. I mean, seriously.
What they did then was, since the grave was still open, and everybody was right there, and Gustav and Bergstrom had been partners, so they put Bergstrom in with Gustav and had a double burial. Unfortunately, later they...
Try to adapt to it. Rest when you need to, eat well, eliminate stress if you can. Right now, there is no cure and no one thing that relieves symptoms in everyone. Right now, I'm afraid you'll just have to live with it.
Oh, why didn't they tell me, all those doctors I saw?
I'm sure some of them weren't familiar with it. And the ones who have heard about it sometimes have...
It says, touch my leg.
That's in case they missed the tattoo that says the same thing.
Boy, my mother would kill me if I ever did that. She never wanted me to shave at all. By the time I got to high school, the kids had made up this really mean nickname.
There you are, pussycat. What's this news about Ken? He gave you a ring, didn't he?
Yeah, 3 of them.
Look, Ma, I don't know how to say this, so I'll just give it to you straight out. Ken is becoming a clown.
Scusi? Think about it. Seeing him push those little pigs around in a baby carriage. Getting hit with a bucket of confetti anytime you want. And sitting up there in the stands, watching him sweep that spotlight into a little circle and thinking, that's my man.
Please, let's have a little quiet here. That was a great speech.
Thank you, Your Honor.
But help me out here. How about something from a law book?
Okay. The fracas occurred on a seaside dock.
I don't get it. When we're on the dance floor, it feels like we're made for each other. But tonight, with all these brilliant friends at the party, I felt like a fish out of water. Oh, sure, I didn't flop around on the floor with my eyes bulging out, gasping for air. I haven't done that at a party. Dorothy, I really need you there. I need your shoulder in case he takes his away.
Oh, all right, I'll go. Ma, where are my dancing shoes?
In the Smithsonian, right next to Fred Astaire's. How the hell would I know?
But she was never sure whether Sven's pleading was the pain talking or the medication talking or the guy in the next bed talking. You see, the guy in the next bed was Ingmar von Bergen, St. Olaf's meanest ventriloquist.
I like the ring. Reminds me of a doorknob I had back in Brooklyn. What are you doing?
Just my way of saying thank you. Well, I think I've taken care of everything. Now, you'll see to it that they don't put lipstick on my teeth.
Don't worry. I'll take them out and check them personally.
Well, you're trying a little too hard.
Oh, I don't. No, Rose, I admire you. When you want something to happen, you go for it. Me, I dream.
Are you back on that showbiz kick again?
Oh, yeah, Ma. You know, I was always pretty good at it, even way back in high school. Ma, do you remember those variety shows that my class used to put on? I was really very good.
All right, I'll be there as soon as I can.
Blanche, what is it?
Oh, it's Big Daddy. He's dead.
And I remembered. I mixed up the rooms, but I remembered. Of course, I thought the carving was in the kitchen. Sal used to hang his salamis in here. Dorothy, I may be fading, but I'm still holding on to some of the big things.
Yeah, and you might get more back.
Might? I insist. All I need is a little more...
Work.
You eat nothing but rice.
Good morning, ladies. Dorothy, a popsicle stick purse for you. Sophia, a popsicle stick potpourri box. And for you, Rose, 2 lovely popsicle stick earrings.
So, Blanche, how are we enjoying ourselves?
That's pretty good.
Well, let's see. Just so much to remember. Well, he was charming and quite an athlete. Intellectual. He could match wits with anybody in town. Very handsome. The ladies loved him.
Gee, she could have at least said goodbye.
Oh, it's you. I thought maybe Sophia had come home.
There's someone at the door, Rose. Rose, aren't you going to answer the door?
Hi, cutie. Hello.
Buzz, this is Miles. Miles.
I'm not saying you're a cheater. I'm not saying that you're like Stan. I don't know. Maybe there's something wrong with me that I'm not trusting enough. But I'm going to need some time.
So what are you telling me? It's going to be months or years or maybe never?
Imagine dumping me for an emergency appendectomy. Just hate it when these doctors use the Hippocratic Oath as an excuse for everything.
Blanche, it was his appendix.
Sorry that took so long, Dorothy. Shall we sit down?
Yes, let's.
Only at weddings.
Excuse me. Look at the way Blanche is nuzzling up to him. Look, I'm not going to take this lying down.
I don't think you're going to be invited.
If you'll excuse me, I just want to fix my face.
Oh, I don't know whether you've noticed, but...
Well, who stood me up at the altar 70 years ago.
And?
And I just asked her to be my wife again, and again she said no.
Go on.
And so from now on,
I am so uptight. I mean, Donald's expecting this painting, and I really don't want to let him down.
Listen, after what he did to me, feel free to let him down.
You know, Blanche, I was thinking about that story you told us about you and Donald.
You mean when I dropped my robe and stood there?
Elvis, I am not interested.
And the world heaves a collective sigh of relief.
Just hit that music, girl, and follow my lead. Look into my eyes.
Left. A little more to the left.
Mom, wake up. Wake up. You're having a nightmare.
Oh, I dreamt I was in bed with Mel Gibson and Kim Basinger was to my right.
Go to sleep, Ma.
It's been 14 hours. Just a sip of water, Dorothy.
Go to sleep.
Thousands?
Yes, I have.
I mean, wherever you go, I bet you torment and tease and tantalize every man you meet.
You're right again. Oh, come on, Jimmy. We're getting away from the point. I mean, you are missing the point. You are missing life.
Find that music box. We'll have us a big old file.
Blanche, what are you doing?
Well, I certainly can't let Mama Watkins have these things. It'd be just like giving my consent to what happened. For my sake and my mama's, I cannot do that.
Blanche, your father obviously loved this woman. You loved this woman. I think you'll feel a lot...
Realize the significance of football in the South. I've had men break dates with me to go to football games.
Oh, come on. Nobody's going to kill me over a high school football game.
They killed this fish. Dorothy, please, I'm scared.
All right, Ma. Nothing to be scared about.
Are you still on the phone with Abby?
Blanche, I can't get Abby off the phone.
Tell her a St. Olaf story.
What'll that do?
Give it a shot.
Blanche, I know this is crazy, but I talked to him and I really think it is George. And I think you should talk to him too.
I'm scared.
Listen, if you need us, we'll be out on the lanai.
And miss this like hell we will.
Shady Pine.
Me. Meets a man of science. He gives me classified documents. I give him, well, a peek at the hinterland. It's an epic love till it falls to shambles in utter deception.
He wasn't a man of science.
He wasn't a man. Thing. She needs $10 for a cab.
Last chance, Rose. Better come go with me.
Oh, no. I'm too depressed to go to a firehouse.
Sorry.
Sorry? I do not believe this. You know, I kept telling myself to stay open to this, that you were just such a special guy who happened to be sitting down. I was actually starting to feel love for you, Ted. I thought you were noble. Never dawned on me.
Rust! Not to mention the 38 years that I spent as your wife, your partner, the mother of your children. The woman who held down 2 jobs while you were at home staring at a matchbook trying to draw Winky.
I told you she wouldn't go for it.
Isn't Rebecca here with the baby yet?
Oh, no, she called and said she'd be a little late. You know, Blanche, it's so nice to see you take this much of an interest in your granddaughter.
Well, I have to. Jason thinks the baby's mine. Well, don't look at me that way.
For me. And who knows, maybe even a little one of our own.
You are really so self-centered. In the first place, no gangster is going to come here. And secondly, Blanche, this is important to Rose. Aren't you interested in Rose's happiness?
Happiness? I'm supposed to be happy? Just when I was getting on with my life, Miles shows up.
Oh, my revenge will be to make John feel as bad as he made me feel. I want him to see me, see my life, so he'll know exactly what he missed.
She doesn't know a whole lot about revenge, does she?
Blanche. Oh, my goodness. I haven't even hugged her so much since VE Day, which was a kind of tricky because, as you know, we lost.
Angelo, you're even handsomer than you were your last visit.
Thank you. I've been plucking, eh? See, I got 2 eyebrows now.
One for my baby. I remember.
Ma, you do?
Yeah. I heard a smoke alarm, looked up and saw flames coming out of the heater. Maria was confused. I grabbed her on the hot plate and ran out. It was the heater.
Are you sure?
Sure, I'm sure. It was the heater.
You dig up...
Damn it, there is just nothing funny about that clown-fearing mama's boy.
He is not a mama's boy, and to prove it, he has agreed to bring his mother over here tomorrow afternoon so he can stand up to her in front of me.
Good for you, Blanche. But if confronting Mrs. Kennedy doesn't work, the 3 of you
And the sex is no good if it isn't with someone you love.
Rose?
Oh, the very thought of it makes me feel dirty.
Rose?
Oh, gosh, she's right. I do feel dirty.
Well, don't worry, you'll get used to it.
Blanche, I'm going home, getting down on my knees and begging for forgiveness.
Yep.
Oh, now, come on, Blanche, this is ridiculous. You can't stay here all night. You're gonna have to eat sometime.
Oh, this is where you don't know me, Dorothy. I can go for days without food if that's what it takes.
Oh, come on, Blanche. You've been known to...
A narrow-minded ostrich who only believes what she can see and feel and touch? Oh, Rose. Simple Rose. Rose, you are so wise.
We ever.
Great. I'll be back soon.
I haven't the slightest idea who that man is.
Rose, what is wrong with you? I mean, why didn't you just tell him that you don't know who he is?
And hurt an old friend.
Music.
I don't want any music.
Okay.
Hey, hey. Oh, wow.
you're getting in.
As simple as the sensitive stroking of someone's hair, to the delicate caress of one's cheek, all leading up to one warm, long, beautiful. Anyway, that's what romance means to me.
Out there.
Is this what impressed you?
Believe me, Dorothy, she's very bright.
Really?
I'm telling you, we were the only two in the bar who got the jokes on the cocktail napkins. Dorothy, I want you to meet our attorney, Tracy. Tracy, this is Dorothy.
Heidi-ho.
Sunday.
Oh, you don't want to come on a Sunday, Doctor. The men have been watching football all day long. They're drunk and rowdy.
Yeah, you want Sundays,
Please.
don't you? It's a deal.
Oh, Dorothy.
Full in the morning that you just want to take your grapefruit and shove it in her face. Hard. As hard as she can stand it.
Boy, I'd like to see who was runner-up for maid of honor.
She doesn't ask any questions.
Blanche, I think I've heard just about enough. I don't want to hear another word about
All right, have it your way.
We have to get to the photographer now.
And so, are there any questions?
Yeah. What does Joe have to say about all this?
Look, there's a tar salesman.
Oh my God, it's a tar salesman!
Hello and welcome. I hope you're all enjoying yourself, but it's now the moment we've all been waiting for.
Oh, I'm tired of being Cindy Peoples. Her life is almost as boring as mine.
Now let's go home, Dorothy.
Okay, Blanche.
And now